Pain doesn't break you. It only reveals who you really are, if you let it. There are nights when you lie awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if you'll ever feel okay again. Days when the weight in your chest feels heavier than your body can carry. You try to smile around people so they don't ask questions, but inside, it's as if you're walking through a storm with no shelter in sight. We've all been there. The breakup that rips you apart, the failure that makes you question your worth, the loss that leaves an empty chair at the table. In those moments, it feels like the world has turned against you, like you're not strong enough, like life is unfair. But the truth is, suffering isn't proof of weakness. Suffering is the test that shows you what you're made of. That is where the Stoics found strength. Not in avoiding hardship, but in standing firm through it. Life will not promise you an easy road, but it does offer you a choice, to be broken by hardship or to be shaped by it. The Stoics understood something most of us forget, that the world is not here to spare us from pain. It is here to teach us. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He wasn't speaking as an emperor from a throne. He wrote these words while his empire was at war, while plague tore through the cities, while friends and children he loved were taken by death. What he meant was simple. The thing you dread most is often the very thing that will forge your character. Hardship is not a curse. It is the hammer that shapes the steel of your soul. But most people resist it. They ask, "Why me?" They believe life owes them ease, so they crumble when life is harsh. The Stoics taught that suffering is not the enemy. Our thoughts about suffering are. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, lost his wealth in a shipwreck. He could have cursed the sea, cursed fate. Instead, he said, "I made a prosperous voyage when I suffered shipwreck," because losing everything pushed him toward philosophy. That is the heart of Stoicism. What happens to you is less important than how you choose to meet it. Think about the hardest moment in your life. Maybe it was a betrayal, a rejection, a loss so sharp it hollowed you out. Did it not also force you to see who you truly were, when the mask fell, when no comfort was left, when you had to either rise or break? Strength isn't born in comfort. It grows in discomfort, like a tree that digs its roots deeper when the wind grows stronger. The first step is acceptance, not in the sense of giving up, but in refusing to waste energy wishing the storm away. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it does. Then you will be happy." It's not fatalism, it's clarity. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you hold the sail. You can't control if others betray you, but you can control if their betrayal makes you bitter. You can't control death, but you can control how you live before it comes. To stay strong when life gets hard, you must focus only on what is within your control. Your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Every tear, every heartbreak, every setback becomes a lesson, not a punishment, a lesson. Musonius Rufus, often called the Roman Socrates, said, "A man is strong not because he avoids what is difficult, but because he faces it." Your strength is not measured by how many good days you've had. It's measured by how many hard days you've survived and stayed true to your values. The world doesn't care about your comfort, but it respects resilience. The Stoics believed that character is like a muscle. It only grows when it is tested. When the weight of the world feels unbearable, pause, breathe, acknowledge the pain. Don't run from it, don't deny it. The first act of courage is to face reality as it is, without the armor of denial. Then ask yourself quietly but firmly, what here can I control? You cannot stop the rain, but you can decide how to walk through it. You cannot erase the past, but you can choose the lesson you take from it. You cannot command the emotions that first rise in you, but you can decide what you will do with them. Sometimes, the only thing you can control is your next thought. Sometimes, it's as small as the words you use to speak to yourself. Sometimes, it's as small as the choice to rise from bed and put one foot on the ground. But that small choice, made again and again, is the foundation of strength. Adversity strips away the illusions we cling to, the idea that comfort will last forever, that others owe us kindness, that life will move as we wish. It leaves you standing before the raw truth that your power lies in your response. And in that space between what happens and how you respond, character is built. Comfort can lull us into distraction, into living as if we have endless time. But hardship wakes us. It forces us to return to what truly matters: courage, wisdom, self-discipline, compassion. These are the things no storm can take from you, if you choose to hold on to them. Cleanthes, the Stoic who once dragged heavy stones for a living, said, "Lead me, O Zeus and destiny, wherever you have assigned me. I will follow without hesitation." He didn't mean to be passive. He meant to live in harmony with reality, to move forward even when the road is rough. Because life will not wait for you to feel ready. Every hardship you face today was faced in some form by those before you. Every hero you admire stood where you now stand, afraid, uncertain, in pain. What separated them from the rest was not that they were spared suffering, it was that they learned to carry it with dignity. Imagine standing in a storm. The wind tears at your clothes. The rain stings your face. You cannot stop the storm. You can only plant your feet firmly on the ground, raise your head, and let the storm pass while you remain standing. That is what it means to be strong. Life gets hard not because it wants to break you, but because it wants to reveal you. A weak heart avoids pain and never grows. A strong heart walks through pain and becomes unshakable. Remember this: the pain you feel today is temporary. The strength it can give you will last forever, if you accept the lesson. One day, you will look back at this season of hardship. You will see that it was not the end of your story, but the chapter where you found your strength. And you will understand what Marcus Aurelius meant when he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. So when life gets hard, remember, hardship is not your enemy. Your despair is. Stand firm. Face the storm. You are stronger than you think. Control your mind, or your mind will control you."